In this episode, we will focus on Saint Simeon the Stylite, who lived on top of a pillar for 37 years in an attempt to unite his sufferings with the sufferings of Christ. His feast day is January 5th. He was born in the 4th century, and his father was a shepherd in Syria. One day, upon hearing the Beatitudes read aloud, it changed his life. At the age of 13, he realized that happiness was achieved through prayer, fasting, humility, and suffering. Immediately, he embraced this supernatural way of life, and he traveled to a local monastery, but he was not allowed to be admitted due to his age. He was only 13 years old. He remained at the gate for several days, fasting and praying. This impressed the abbot, and finally they admitted him. And over the next 4 months, Saint Simeon memorized the Psalms, and he became very admired by the monks for his extraordinary humility and charity, especially for a boy of 13. The monks would fast and eat only once a day. However, Saint Simeon would eat only once a week. Eventually, he was dismissed due to his habit of extreme mortification. Ultimately, he arrived in the desert and entered into a cave. There he began his annual practice of total abstinence, no eating or drinking during the 40 days of Lent. A local priest had advised Saint Simeon to proceed with caution, offering him bread and water to take with him into the cave. He further warned that he would visit him on Easter to check on him. And upon arrival on Easter, the priest found the bread and water untouched. However, Saint Simeon was on the ground very, very weak. He was given water and the Holy Eucharist, and eventually he slowly recovered. Saint Simeon would continue to do this for the next 26 years of his life. He further added the practice of remaining standing continually, moving to a seated position, and then ultimately laying on the ground, completely immersed in prayer. The reputation of Saint Simeon began to spread throughout the region, and people flocked to his cave. Over time, many asked for his blessing, and they attributed many miracles to his intercession. It wasn't long until his peace and penance was interrupted by the continuous visitors, and so Saint Simeon resolved to retreat to a new hermitage on top of a pillar, eventually reached 80 feet. The word stylite means pillar. Many thought that the endeavor was for popularity or self-serving. However, over the course of time, it became evident that this extraordinary person could not accomplish this task but for the grace of God. More and more people visited Saint Simeon not for the spectacle, but to ask questions, petitions, and seek counsel. Theodosius, Leo I, Marcion, all personally sought his counsel from below the pillar. By the time he died, at the age of 69, Saint Simeon was widely respected not only in the Christian community, but was venerated among pagans and infidels alike. And let us remember that the holiness of a person does not consist in such wonderful actions, but in the perfection of their charity, patience, and humility. It was these 3 solid virtues which shone in the life of Saint Simeon. A fragment of the pillar can be found in a church about 18 miles from Aleppo in Syria. His right hand is encased in a silver reliquary venerated at the Monastery of the Transfiguration in Greece. We are fortunate to have a relic of Saint Simeon the Stylite at the St. Charbel Spiritual Life Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Saint Simeon the Stylite, pray for us.